In most high schools, students start their day in a homeroom, also known as advisory. The teacher takes attendance, gives announcements, and sends students on to their academic classes. But at the Workshop School, a small public high school in West Philadelphia, advisory means much more.
An advisory is like a community with advisory is like family.
Here it means that we have a cohort of 15 to 18 students, which we stay with throughout the course of their entire 9th grade year. And
well, at the Workshop School, we collaborate with each other every day for 3 hours in the morning, and that's advisory.
To me, as an advisor, I am the students' #1 advocate in the school, so it's my job to ensure and work with each one of my students to make sure that they're successful. It's my job to make sure that they're receiving the instruction that they need, that they're staying engaged, to have a relationship with their family, and most importantly to facilitate a strong community between them, because I think the advisory model is as much about the advisor's relationship with the students as it is about the students' relationships to one another.
I think the purpose of an advisory is to have a strong community, because it's harder to have a strong community with 80 people than it is with 15. And I think that a strong community is the foundation of any good school.
Doing things in advisory is a lot more beneficial mental-wise for a student, because in advisory you build a stronger bond and trust with the adult than inside of a classroom.
Getting to know my classmates, even though like when I first came here last year, I thought it was like weird because I'm not really used to like getting into circle. But like that's like one of my favorite parts is like getting into circle.
I love advisory. To me, it gives me a chance to build real relationships with students, and I think that is a predecessor or dates any deep instruction. So for me to teach really deeply, I think I need to have a relationship with my students.
The part that I like about being an advisory is that if I'm having a hard day or just a bad time in general, I could just go in and I don't even have to say anything. Like a conversation could just start up that changes my whole mood.
Those things a lot of times when we disconnect the social aspect from the intellectual or school dynamic, then that's where the problem, there's no bridge there. So if you see them all as one, then it's not easy, but you're more likely to be successful. It's just gonna be hard.
And I think it allows me to push them further. It allows me to learn more from them as well. It allows them to learn from each other. So I think it creates a much richer learning environment, and I also think that we can teach sort of the non-cognitive soft skills in a much more powerful way. So teaching students to collaborate, teaching them to work through problems with each other.
It's easier to focus on work because everyone's supporting each other and they know how each person works. And also, I think we do a lot of community building, like the circle in the morning and at the end of the day, and that's fun.
And then what I do like about it is that regardless of what we go through, we always wind up talking again, and it's just like we get over stuff.
In a lot of ways, it's like being with your family, and there are times when you hate being with your family.
So the fact that culture has to be continuously built, but that's just the same thing. And I use the analogy of being in a marriage or in any relationship as that. It's like it's continuous. It's not like, oh, I trusted you the first year I met you, and now I can trust you 10 years later. No, is the different experiences either make that go up or go down, or and when that trust is broken, is rebuilding it again. So
I mean, yeah, after a while you're gonna get sick and tired of seeing the same people, but there's not really a downside to it, because when you have your downtime, the people in your advisory is the ones that's gonna pick you up.
The only thing I don't like is that when one person in the classroom gets in trouble, and then the whole class have to get back in the circle and talk about, oh, we need to find a solution?
Many challenges that come with sustaining a relationship with the same community of students, and I think it takes a different approach to teaching because it's so relationship intensive that you both have to attend to creating rich curriculum and projects and also taking care of the relationships, and that's a very personally challenging thing to do.
Sometimes what I don't like about it is that we get used to each other, and sometimes like we get annoyed by each other, and then we go through stuff, and then we just want new people.
It's just trusting. The kids, you know, it's one of those things where it's like you're so accustomed to be the leader than to teach other people to lead and to allow them to make a mistake and not knowing if they're going to get it, you know, are they going to get it, are they not going to get it, but nonetheless it's just having that trust.
Inside school and out in the city, through good times and bad, Advisory defines the experience of both students and teachers at the workshop school. It's more than a homeroom, more than a class, more than a club. It's Advisory.